one day, a bunch of DC-3s come in, and we were ordered just to grab our toolkit, never mind our personal stuff, to get on this plane. And we took off. Where were we going? Nobody knew. Until a couple hours later, we landed in southern England at a place called Stowe Moor in Cornwall. And whoa, here we are. What are we doing here?
So what were you?
Well, it was prior to D-Day and everything was big secret. We didn't know. We just had to sit around. And then eventually the aircrew showed up with their planes. They were all ordered down there. And when they landed there, of course, we had to, as fitters, riggers, instrument armors, electricians, we had to do our duty. There was a scramble. Our planes took off. And we got them off. And 45 minutes later, they were back again. And there's a lot of excitement and panic among the, I shouldn't use the word panic, there was a lot of excitement among the aircrew. And we were first to talk to them because we had to help them out of the plane and that. And they said, oh my God, there's something going on down the English Channel. And I guess it was the D-Day. And they had been attacked and the planes were full of holes, like through the fuselages and through the wings, but where it never hit the fuel tanks and everything, but the shells that went through the fuselage, the flight says you don't have time to repair them, you come out with the tape, and we taped up those holes, and I think it was a forerunner of our, what they call that tape we have now, the gray tape? Duct tape, yeah. But I think it was the masking tape. I don't think duct tape was even invented then, but it must have been masking tape. And we just taped up the holes, serviced the plane, and away they went again. And it was there when they announced the PE Day. I can remember that quite distinctly. There's hardly any communication. We had a homemade radio that we kept going, that we carried around with us. Still had the tubes. And every once in a while, a couple of tubes would burn out. The next guy going on leave, he had to go down into London and scrounge around these different stores to try and find these tubes and bring them back so we can keep our radio going. We used to listen to the German propaganda all the time. It wasn't really, we were in Delicate, up there in Scotland. I can remember that quite vividly. And I was sitting at the back of our Nissan hut. I think I was off shift. And somebody came to me and said, the war is over. Yeah? The war's over? It was a little hard to digest because there was nothing official. Somebody just said, the war's over. Until a little later on, we got an official announcement over the tannoy. You know what the tannoy was, eh? The loudspeaker system had, and that the war was over. It was a funny feeling, and it was hard to realize what it really meant that the war is over. Because you got to remember, I left as a student and joined the Air Force. What is this working world all about? And I was married, and I thought, well, if I get home and I can get a job for $45 a week, I can make things work. But when I got home, there wasn't no $45 a week job waiting for me. Fortunately, and I say this with great respect and a lot of gratitude towards my father. He had an old building downtown at the corner of Sandwich Street and Ferry. It was the original hotel in the city of Windsor, so it was quite old and quite run down. There were my 4 brothers. The other 2 come home from overseas, so that was in 1945. In early 1946, my father turned that hotel over to us to run. Not to be ungrateful, but it was an old run-down building and a $40,000 mortgage. I guess we grabbed the bull by the horn and went to work. And in November 1946, my father passed away. And we just kept plugging away as a family unit at that hotel and made it work. And over the years, we did some renovations. And then I believe 1936, the Liberals gave Ontario the beer license. So we applied and got a beer license, and now we're a public house. And we worked away at that. I believe it's in 56, the Conservatives come in and gave us liquor, and that's where the tavern license came. And we did 2 or 3 renovations. We paid for them. A lot of work.